Welcome back to U.S. Farm Report this weekend. Naomi Blohm and Mark Gold joining us. Naomi, you look at the roller coaster in the markets this week. Midweek, what spooked the markets?
Well, I feel like it was just more that we ran out of fresh bullish news, and corn prices and soybean prices had hit some technical resistance on daily charts for the nearby contract. I think there was a lot of corn that got sold because then the cash market was up near $7. And then again, we just ran out of fresh bullish news. And so we saw the price retreat go on as we wrap up the week. We also have May options expiring on Friday of the week. And sometimes the market will respond and head towards where there's the most open interest for those contracts, but primarily ran out of fresh bullish news. So just a little bit of profit taking to finish the week.
Yeah, Mark, do you agree with that? I mean, you look at planting progress. We could have made some progress this week. We saw progress last week. Is any of that playing into this?
Well, I don't think so, because this week we haven't had a whole lot of opportunities for planting. It's raining here again around the Midwest today. We're going to get cold. I'm really surprised that these markets are acting as weak as they are. They're talking about freezes in a lot of areas. They're talking about more rain, particularly when we get when we get east of the plains. So this sell-off is a little bit of a surprise, but I think part of it has been the crude oil. You know, everybody was all hopped up on inflation and crude oil, and the crude oil has backed off about $5-6 off its highs this week. And I think that helps sink the market. Plus the Goldman roll. Once we started the Goldman roll, we tried to keep the old crop, new crop spreads pretty strong. And even when they were selling May, the May really kept continuing to gain on the July. But in the last couple of days, that's kind of reversed a little bit. And like Naomi said, it's just a matter of running out of fresh bullish news. The roll didn't help. Basis has slipped. And with the crude oil, down we went.
Well, Naomi, Mark mentioned that cold weather that hit the Western Corn Belt, this weekend. And when you look at winter wheat conditions, they were already struggling, but it didn't seem like that cold weather really scared the winter wheat market at all.
No, and it's really interesting. We've got the winter wheat rated 27% good to excellent, the worst it's been in 3 decades. And it seemed more like the market was focused on the hope of better rain chances coming through to just try to prop up the crop that's in Kansas, rather than focusing on maybe what is still actually up and how this frost could come through and affect it. It might be something that the market starts to wake up to next week. I can't imagine that crop progress ratings would be improving too much. Also, seasonally, the last week of April into the first week of May, corn, beans, and wheat have actually a strong tendency to see price improvement. So once we test support here this week, I'm thinking we rebound higher and allow for opportunities for cash sales.
Well, Mark, there's also some uncertainty when it comes to the future of the grain deal. So when you look at how that plays out and how it impacts the Black Sea region, could that cause markets to move over the coming weeks and as we hit the middle of May?
We've got till I think it's May 18th for an agreement to be reached again. What I've been saying the last 6 months, every time Putin says something bearish, you buy the wheat. When he says something bullish, you sell it. I think the guy's just trading wheat himself and making a fortune doing it. They came out this morning and said that perhaps they might have some kind of deal. That put the pressure on the market again. And my guess is Putin's in here buying it again. So I just don't trust anything that comes out of the Russians. We do know that Poland has apparently agreed to move some wheat and corn out of Ukraine into Poland. So that's a little bit bearish as the markets start to move again. But I don't think we're anywhere near a deal. What Putin wants is a relief of sanctions, and we don't see the West giving into that anytime soon. So could the next statement be the deal's off and we're pulling out? I think it's as likely as anything else.
All right, thank you, Mark. Well, we have a lot more to talk about when it comes to the markets, especially on the demand side. We'll do that later with Naomi and Mark right here on U.S. Farm Report.